Hey everyone, welcome back to Jess Got Crafty. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a really cute fun fold card, which is also an alternative project created using the products out of the Robot Buddies cards kit. Okay, so this kit is super cute, as you can see from the pictures here. It comes with this adorable stamp set just here, so you can create your own little robot guys. There's a happy birthday sentiment, one that says let's be friends, and a couple of little gear images which are really cute for decorating the inside of the card as well. So I'm going to be using the stamp set. I'm going to be creating this card here but in an alternative manner, which is a slide and lock card. Okay, so we'll get started. So I'll just show you the card straight away. So this is the card that we're creating. So as I mentioned, it's called a slide and lock card, and the reason for that is because it slides off like so, okay, and the card opens up like this, and as you can see, I've used those gears for the inside of the card. Now I'm going to show you how to create this. Now to put the mechanism, so this is how the mechanism sort of looks. So you can see here, it sort of opens up on either side and it's stuck together in the center. And this is how the slide mechanism works. So to put it back on, I find it easier just to put the bottom part on, open up the mechanism a little bit with your fingers and slide the card inside there, but it does slide on and off, just depending on how good you are when you create it. It sometimes can be a little tight, but that looks super cute and it's really fun. And to be honest, if you give it to the recipient, they may not put it back on anyway. They may just want to keep this little piece as like a little decoration, but yeah. So this is how the card works. Now at the end, I'll show you a couple of alternatives that I've created, and I'll give you a few tips along the way. So let's get started. Now I'm going to be using inches for the score lines on the card base, and the reason for that is because the kits are based on US card sizes. So you know, this is an typical Australian card size, and this is the US, so it's a little bit smaller and wider. Okay, so for that purpose, I will just use inches when I'm letting you know the score lines. Now this card bases come in the kit, and it is actually pre-scored. Okay, so what you can do is just grab your bone folder and just run it along that score line, just to kind of press it back so that it's not so visible. Okay, so that's not even going to be really noticeable on the card, on the back of the card. All right, so what you're going to need is your score tool, or your trimmer, which also has a scoring blade on it. Okay, and we're going to score the card at 2 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so that's just there. Make sure your cutting blade's out of the way, scoring at 2 1/8. Okay, flip it around and score it again at 2 1/8 of an inch. Okay, just like so, and score. Now you will end up with a slight gap just here, but that's okay because you do need a little bit of room for that slide mechanism to be able to work its way through. All right, so that is all the scoring that we're doing, and we're basically creating like a gatefold card. Okay, so fold this one into the center, and that score line that was originally there is actually a good guide for you to tell whether you're folding that into the center or not. Okay, and this one here, there we go. So you can see there's a white line there. There's a small gap there, but that is perfectly fine because that will give us a little bit of clearance for our mechanism to slide through. All right, so that's our card base done. While we're here, I might as well stamp on the inside. So I've just got this piece of basic white. Now, This comes in the kit, so you can see here the intention is this piece is a layer on the front of the card. We're actually going to use this layer for the inside of the card. Okay, I've got some ink pads here, so I'm going to use Bermuda Bay, and I'm just going to stamp the larger of the two gear stamps in the corner here. Okay. And then I'm going to grab some Night of Navy, and I'm just going to stamp the other gear image just to give a little bit of interest for the inside of the card. So that's that done. And while we're here, let's just go right ahead and glue this down, and then we can start working on our slide mechanism. Okay, so this piece just creates a perfect layer for the inside of the card, and what it also does is hides that score mark that we've sort of covered up there. Okay, so that's our card, the basis of our card ready to go. Okay, I'll just pop this aside and we can work on our slider mechanism. So what you're going to need is a couple of pieces of, I'm using Mango Melody cardstock, but you can use any coordinating color that you like. Mango Melody does, or I think it's actually Pumpkin Pie that actually goes with the kit, but I like Mango Melody. I like how it's brighter. So these two pieces, I have done these in centimeters measurement, so it's actually 10.5 centimeters by 7.5 centimeters, okay? And you need two pieces exactly the same. Next, you're going to need a couple of pieces. Now, I'm using scrap paper, like copy paper. You could use basic Whisper White if you wish, but it does make it a little bit more bulky, okay? So after trial and error, I found that just using copy paper worked well. Now, these are actually 7.4 by 10.4. Okay, so just 1 millimeter smaller than these pieces here, and that is so that it doesn't stick out over the edges. Okay, so all you're going to do is to create your slider mechanism. So with our card, we know that the panels are going this way and they want to slide this way. Okay, so you're going to need to fold your pieces of scrap paper in half lengthways. Okay, so just getting those corners lined up and give that a little fold and burnish. Now it's only copy paper, so it doesn't take much to fold. And then this one here. Fold and burnish. Okay, so there we have two pieces that are folded in half. Okay, they're going to be placed side by side like this, and that's what creates the slider mechanism for the card. Okay, now you just need to pay attention to if you're using squares, obviously half is going to be, it doesn't matter which way you fold it, but if you're using a rectangle, you just need to pay attention to you know, like if we were opening this way, you would need to fold them the other direction. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we just have our piece of Mango Melody. Now, just before you glue anything down, place them on the cardstock. Just measure them to make sure that they don't, in fact, go over the edges, which this is a perfect fit. And once you know that it's a good fit, you can glue it down. So I'm going to be using liquid glue. And you don't need a lot because it's only thin paper. So I just run a line around the edges. But just be careful that you don't go too close to the edge, because you don't want it to come out, and that will actually cause your slider mechanism to stick together. Okay, so place it on here as close to the edges as you can get without it going over the orange color. Okay, then the next one, So this is a really easy fun fold card to create. And you know, it's fun for the recipient to receive. It creates a big impact. And you can recreate this with any stamp set and in any style. So I'll show you at the end the other samples that I have made in completely different styles. So I've got a feminine, a masculine, as well as a kids version here, and they're all equally fun. Okay, so this is what we've got here. We've got our piece of Mango Melody, then we've got our 2 folded pieces of scratch paper like so. Okay, and this piece of Mango Melody is just going to be adhered directly on top. So grabbing the glue again, just run a line around all of the edges. And popping this directly on top of the other piece. Okay, now just lift it up, line the corners up, make sure that it's sort of like square, because you don't want to sort of see like this is, you don't want it to be seen on the other side. All right, now I was a little bit generous with my glue there, and I can feel it's a little sticky on the inside here, so just be careful of that. What you can do, if you have an embossing buddy like the little powdery pillow, you can actually just dust some powder along here, and that will take the stickiness away from that piece. Okay, so I do have mine here. I'll actually do that because it's just a little sticky. Okay, so that's what I mean when I said don't go too close to the edges with your glue, because if that sticks together, then obviously your slider mechanism won't actually work. Okay, so let's test this out. So here's our card base. Now, as I showed you at the beginning, I do find it easier just to put one of the card sides on, and then you can just go like that. Okay, and that slides quite easily. In fact, that slides a lot better than the first one that I had created, which is a little bit stiff. Okay, so there we go. So that is our card ready to decorate. All right, so I've already stamped and fussy cut the robots because I didn't want you to have to sit there and watch me fussy cut these. So they're ready to go, and I've also put a bunch of dimensionals on the back. Next, I've got a little label here, and this does come in the kit. Okay, so it is intended for that label to go on this Bermuda Bay card, so that's what we're going to use. I'll grab my Stampin' Pierce mat and my happy birthday sentiment, which is going to be stamped in Mango Melody. Okay, so stamping that one just like so. Cute. That's ready. All right, so basically we can start to assemble this now. We've got a piece of basic white cardstock, which is 1/2 centimeter shorter and narrower. So this is 10 by 7 centimeters. Okay, so this is what we're going to sort of build up our layers onto. First thing I'm going to stick down is the sentiment. So this is just going to go in the top left corner. Okay. So just up here like so. Okay. Next I'll put the orange guy on because I just need to make sure I leave myself enough space for everything. So popping all of the dimensional backings off this. So that will just take me a little bit of time because I put a whole bunch on there. Now, if you live in Australia and you need a Stampin' Up demonstrator, please reach out to me. My website is jessgotcrafty.com. So that's www.jessgotcrafty.com. There's a section there where you can contact me so you can ask any questions that you like. There's a section over there where you can shop with me as well. So it will take you to my Stampin' Up store. And there's also a blog which has lots of stamping inspiration and sort of current information about what's happening within Stampin' Up. So I'm just going to place this little dude down here on the edge. Okay, and now that he's in place, we can pop our other little robot guy. So we've just actually launched our new annual catalogue, the 2022 to 2023 annual catalogue. So there's so many amazing goodies that are available now. So yeah, if you do, again, live in Australia, you do need to live in Australia because that's Stampin' Up's policy. I'm based in Australia, so I'm allowed to supply product to Australian customers. But yeah, if you live in Australia and you'd like one of the brand new catalogs, let me know. I'm happy to get one over to you. Okay, so just pop this little guy down here as well. All right, so now that they're in place, we can decorate them a little bit. So, where did I put them? So the kit actually comes with all of these awesome stickers. So these are stickers, super fun for kids to play with. But what I'm going to do is actually use some of these to decorate our card. So if you grab your, take your pick tool, this is really good for actually helping you to adhere some of these bits and pieces. So I'm going to take a blue bow tie, so here's one here, okay, and I'm going to pop that on this guy. So that's cute. And next I'm going to take a Bermuda Bay bow tie, so there's just one here, and this one's going to go on our orange robot. Totally adorable. Okay, and lastly I decided to use a flower, so here's one here, just to fill in this white space in the corner, just like that, and also to tie in a little bit of the navy that's on the label there. Okay, so that's all of the stickers that we'll use. Now, interestingly, the kit also comes with these googly eyes. These are so cute. I thought that there was a lot going on this card already, so I'm not using the googly eyes on this card, but you certainly can use these. Obviously, you can create the cards in the kit the way that the kit is intended, or you can use these for any of your other fun projects that you're creating. Okay, so let's adhere this to our slider mechanism. Just there. And pop this on. I do like to take it off the card when I'm adhering it, only because I don't want to accidentally get glue where I shouldn't be and then glue the whole thing to the front of the card, because otherwise it won't slide if it's all stuck to the card. Okay, so there we go, super cute. Now we can pop this back on, open up the top part of the mechanism and just slide that in there like so. All right, finally we're going to embellish. So I've just got my little basket here of embellishments, and I'm going to be using these, I think they're called iridescent glossy dots. I'm not really sure, but they're kind of holographic and they're super shiny. So I'm going to use a large one down in the corner here. Oops. Just there, and then a medium-sized one. I'll use a small one next, just next to it on a diagonal. And then the medium one, I'm actually going to pop in the middle of the flower, and I'm just going to leave a little orange border around it, so just to sort of tie everything together there. All right, so that is our super fun Robot Buddies slider mechanism, or slide and lock card it's called. So something a little different, but still using the products from the kit, so just a little alternative project there. And to show you the other ones that I had created, so this was the first one I did. So this is a masculine one using the Whiskey Business stamp set, and I made a little fun fold here where the break in the card is actually off to the side, so that's something a little bit different, sending you an old-fashioned birthday card. Now to create this slider mechanism inside here, I actually used basic white, but as I said before, it just makes it a little bit more bulky. So just be mindful of that. I feel like it's a good use of our scrap paper to create the mechanism just with the copy paper there. So there's our masculine version, and then our feminine version here, I've used the tulips paper, which is in our mini catalogue, and I've combined it with the Bottled Happiness stamp set. So that's really adorable. Now this one, the whole mechanism is created with designer series paper. So again, it's much more flexible. It's not so stiff, and it's very easy to slide on and off the card. So just pop that one back on there. Now this one here, I actually miscalculated a little bit, so there's a bit of a larger gap there, but it still looks perfectly fine. So when you open that up, I've just used a run of designer series paper along the bottom there, so that when you're looking at it from the front, it's not so obvious that there's a big white gap there. Okay, so you can see the white gap at the top, but at the bottom it's just green. So that's really cute as well. So we've got our feminine, masculine, and then our kids version of a slide and lock card. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today, guys. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That will really help me to grow my audience. And yeah, head over to www.jessgotcrafty.com for all of your Stampin' Up goodies. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.